Motoki got me out of bed nice and early here on our 4th day in Japan. He wanted me to go and visit a super special attraction he told me is very popular both with the locals and tourists here in Kyoto. Also known as Kyoto's Pantry, the Nishiki market right behind me there is known as Kyoto's best and most traditional Japanese market to the locals. They say that any foodie that comes to Kyoto will definitely visit this market. I'm definitely a foodie, as you can see here, so I definitely had to come and see this market. And what else do they say about this market?
So Nishiki market, we are able to find a variety of foods, kitchen equipment, and seasoning as well. And definitely we're going to be enjoying today.
So some of the things we can find in there is seafood, fresh fish, wagashi, which is
as well, yeah. Japanese sweets.
Sokemono, which
Of course, the Japanese pickles.
Exactly, and textiles, Japanese tableware. I can't wait to get inside. It's right behind us. Let's go and have a look.
Let's go.
Hey, ice cream.
Ice cream.
All joking aside, this is actually a really, really good store. This is the Sokemono store, which is all the Japanese pickles. Just take a look at these. Daikon, you've got pumpkin pickles here. It's very often, by the time these pickles come to the UK, that they're already cut, they're already sliced, and they're easy to send over. But here you get the whole cucumber. This is called kyurizuke, which is the cucumber pickle, but it's Japanese cucumber. They're grown a lot slimmer with less seeds. Wow, so look, they have some samples here ready to go. I'm guessing that's nabe, papacha.
Yep.
What's this one?
This one is also different style of pumpkin pickles.
Wow. Kabacha, pumpkin with some of the skin on.
How do you think?
Oh. It tastes like salt water almost. It's very, very different to the pickles that we get in the UK. These are super, super different. The difference being these ones are free, so I can stand here all day long and just eat them. This one, I mean, ask them if they've got any bread, we can make some sandwiches or something.
So there is taroimo, maybe you know that?
Wow. So taro we normally use in UK, we treat it like the potato family, where we slice it up, we deep fry it, it's crispy. Never had it as a pickle before. It's like a spice of wasabi flavor that just shoots over your whole head, no? In UK, we would normally be used to pickling things with sweet and sour, like sugar and vinegar. This one is called nuka-zuke. Nuka-zuke. So zuke means cured or pickled, and nuka is the rice bran. When they polish the rice, the outside of the rice, leftovers, gets mixed here with lots of salt. Sometimes we mix it with beer, and it has to have a very high salt content in order to leave the vegetables in for a long period of time, enough to pickle without them going off and going bad. And that would be done traditionally. Pick the vegetables in season, pickle them in the non-season, and they could last for the whole year in the nuka-zuke. It's very, very interesting. They haven't opened one for us to try. Shall we try and open it by accident and say, oh my God, we opened it by accident, and taste it? Thank you. Thank you for lunch. And this is iwashi, which is the young sardines. And you've got the Japanese mackerel, the best sashimi and sushi that I ever had the first time I came to Japan. Hands down was made from the Japanese mackerel. It's so fresh here that they get to just eat it fresh and in the state that it is, raw. In the UK, it's a little bit far to travel, so we have to pickle it in salt and sugar and rice wine vinegar. For me, it ruins and changes the taste. Scallops, hotatigai. Hotatigai here, they have the scallops. And then clams here. This is the size of the clams. I mean, I've got big hands, but he's got big clams, you know. Arigato.
You also have got a big hand.
Yeah, not bad sized hands. Let's measure. Ah, mine is bigger. Whoa! So Japanese are experts at drying things. I get a lot of dried stuff back in London. The nori, the prawns, you can see them here. Kiriboshi, enokitaki, which are long, straight, noodle-like mushrooms that they've dried. Great way to preserve them, ship them around the world, or to save them for the next season at home. This one here is the layu stall. They're very, very, very famous in London for layu chili oil. Most chefs in London have a bottle of this layu chili oil, or you have this layu paste. Layu chili oil is a blend of sesame oil and chili oil. Spicy, but a real Japanese taste. Every chef has a bottle of this on his desk when he takes his rice down and has a little bit of star food. Let's see how this one goes. I can't waste any of that. Ah, it's sugoi. Oishii. As you can see, there's just nothing you can't find in this market. And in fact, there's many, many things you'll see that you never thought you'd find. I could have spent days in this place. Chopped up pickles and negi, which is spring onion. You can see actually the pancake at the bottom underneath the cabbage and the egg. So they take time to cook through with the Japanese zuke, which is pickled vegetables. Tamago and negi, which means egg and spring onion. Here he goes, there's the topping. Extra pancake mix on the top. And then he's going to cook them, roll them, and enjoy.
Well, so okonomiyaki has two different styles. So one coming from Kansai region, where we are right now. So the other one is coming from Hiroshima. So this looks like Hiroshima style because it looks like pancake.
This is the real way to make a Japanese omelette. They make a layer of egg, and just as that first layer sets, they push the omelette to one end, put a new layer of raw egg mix in, what he's doing now. And then as the new layer sets, he'll fold the old layer over onto the new one, folding it that way. And then in that case, by the end, you'll have a rectangle omelette with many, 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 many layers. It's very juicy and full of air when you eat it. So this is exactly what it looks like when it's finished. It looks very, very, very appetizing. I don't care how early it is or how many breakfasts we've had today. We're definitely going to be trying all of this food as we go along. I'm try and break it a bit. Normally, I guess you'd pick it up and eat the whole thing. Because I'm going to be nice today and share it with Matoki-san, I'm just going to break some off just to try. It's really good. It's still crunchy, the cabbage. Sweet from the sauce. It's got a lot of flavor, a lot of salt. Come and try. Yeah, that's it. Just bite it. It's really good. Very, 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 very good. You know how we would have like canned tuna fish, overcooked and salted or brined? That's basically their concept of this fish.
It should be overcooked, but so that can be paired very well with steamed rice. That's perfect.
I think that's very traditional to like a very, very Japanese taste.
Yeah, it is.
I can smell it. It's not actually my favorite way to eat this kind of fish. So I'm looking for a kind of cooked chef knife.
Yep.
Probably about 8 to 10 inches with a nice handle.
All right.
If you see one, these handles are quite good. How much is that? 49,000.
Well, 350.
Shall I go and get 45,000 and come back with the cash? I don't need service, I need a discount. I can get you some sushi.
Okay.
Sushi and 45,000. Matoki's favorite food to eat when he comes back to Japan is eel. So he took me to his local and favorite eel restaurant in the world. Seeing the live eels really reminded me of my younger days working in Japanese restaurants where it was my job as a young chef to prepare the live eels. We had many, many dishes in this restaurant, of course all eel themed. Every dish tasting totally different, but all leading up to the restaurant's signature dish. the famous unagi donbori. It genuinely has a real barbecue taste. It's not fishy or anyone who's like scared of having eel. It's a real sweet barbecue taste. One of the famous seasoning and powders they use on the unagi donbori is called the sanjo pepper, which is the pepper from the kiname plant. It's used just as a light sprinkling, just to put over the eel itself, and it gives it that sort of Szechuan pepper flavor. After freshening up back at the hotel, it was time to go for dinner. Matoki-san organized a reservation at a very special high-end teppanyaki bar that specialized in aged wagyu. And yes, Mum, you'd be very proud, I finally put on a shirt. Teppanyaki restaurants are the sort of restaurant setups, bit like sushi bars, where you sit in front of your chef and your chef personally cooks just for you. There's nothing they can hide, you can see absolutely everything. What a different day today has been, having seen the market and all the locals and having a delicious eel lunch and now that teppanyaki dinner. I'm definitely tired and ready for bed. Join me tomorrow in day 5 where I'll be learning how to make miso and, you know me, do much more eating.